I was hoping that you would insert that.
Oh, I will.
Okay, I know you will.
Title of the podcast.
Can you just have, like, colons and keep going with all the names?
You are listening to the Eskimo Empire Podcast, a proud member of the Canadian Football Podcast Network.
Eskimos, we don't never fold. Eskimos, yeah, we that cold. Eskimos, yeah, we green and gold. At my time, yeah, you know we come to run the show. Eskimos, let them know we the Eskimos. Eskimos, let them know we the Eskimos. Eskimos, let them know we the Eskimos. Eskimos, let them know we the Eskimos.
Welcome back to the Turf District, and we are a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB. It's been a while since we got to chat here, and in case there are some new listeners, I'm Andrew, and I'm joined by the Empire Gang, Superfan Mike.
Hello.
And Commissioner Kayla.
Zip.
Lovely. Wow, you guys just purposely planned for one to go long and one to be the shortest thing possible?
Not at all.
Wonderful. Just love how you read off each other. How you guys been?
Decent.
Good.
Both really chatty today? It's a good thing for an audio podcast,
Yes.
for you both to just answer in one-word answers.
We're doing lots of great visuals, though.
I bet you are.
So.
Yes, perfect for the video podcast. Granted, speaking of videos, two of the four of us at this table were in recent
That's
CFL
true.
videos. One, I haven't had a chance to record since the video came out from the CFL. And I'll try to hold it together here, but I just want to say thank you to everybody that reached out to me, because it meant a lot, and it meant a lot when it happened, and it meant a lot for you guys to reach out afterwards, and I hope that actually got to some people in understanding what the CFL family is, because it's super important to all of us. But that was really amazing, and like the perfect timing of what I needed at that moment. So I really appreciate it. Now, Kayla, you were also surprisingly in a video.
Oh, I was like, I didn't submit any of the videos of that thing that they did.
But you were in a video.
Oh, you were in a video.
Yeah.
Sitting in the back row very quietly.
No, I was not quiet. They just cut out all my stuff.
I was going to say, you were edited to be seem very quiet.
Yeah, exactly. I was edited
Your
to
hands
look...
weren't moving at all.
No. I was
You were finally on a video podcast, and you didn't make any of the video stuff. I was very upset.
Just a token female at the back, that's all.
Is that... Did you know that's what they like when you went to go meet Jim Jeffries? Was that part of the plan?
I had
was
no
to do
idea
that,
who
or?
he was.
Yeah, okay.
Really?
No clue.
Oh,
no,
he's funny.
I found out the day of. I was like,
He's
"Who is this
funny
guy?"
feller.
He's like a comedian. And then, like a little bit later on, we're like, "Oh my gosh, we just got set up."
Okay.
And it took a year for it to come out.
Yes.
And
Really?
we've like I really didn't care, because like honestly, other than like my close family, who's gonna know who I am in the world anyway? Like it doesn't really matter. But at the same time, it's like I think we just got set up about the whole name change situation. Even with our answer, you can edit it however you want.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a, oh God, what is this gonna? Maybe they forgot about it. Okay, that's okay. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, guess what? It got released today. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have cable, so I'm not gonna watch it. And then it was on Twitter, and I watched it, and I laughed. I laughed. It was pretty freaking funny.
It was funny.
It was funny. I love the fact that when he talked to the two ladies, like, no, we see it as a thing of it's like our team.
We're not
He's
gonna
like, so why are we fighting?
Exactly.
So funny.
It's very Canadian.
Yeah, it was very Canadian.
Yeah.
And anyway, I just that it made me laugh.
Yep.
And but I was upset that they didn't have you speaking at all, because I'm like, look, like
I thought she wasn't talking because her hands were tied or something, and she couldn't talk. So
Well, I mean, do you see who I was with?
yes,
So
they're chatty.
very chatty.
I just figured
Cathy's.
they cut you out. Like it's like, all right, well, that's not making it
Well,
funny,
you know
so.
what? It was about an hour interview, and they cut it down to, it was a 6-minute total video with our part being maybe a minute and a half.
Yeah, a couple of minutes. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I didn't say anything stupid, so, you know, they can
Right.
really cut anything out. Or they had to cut out everything because it just
So
made
what are you-
sense.
I was going to say, so what are you saying? But I think we'll just leave that alone.
Yes.
Anyway, it was nice to get a surprise of, hey, look, there's my sister.
Yeah, I didn't even tell her.
yeah,
I didn't tell anybody. And
No.
like, well, just because as soon as they start taking you guys, and I'm like, this was not under like the podcast. This was an independent situation. Like, because if it went the wrong way, I didn't want to bring you guys down. So I was like, this is not associated with the podcast at all. No.
It was good.
Independent.
That's all right. We were excited.
It turned out all right.
Yes, it did.
Apparently, it was the most viewed Jim Jeffries episode.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Very, very cool.
So that's neat. Hopefully, our league will grow from it. That's all I care about. The Eskimos and the league in total.
There you go.
Hopefully.
Right. Come cheer for our team and say, don't change the name. Okay. Let's get to our guest who is here now.
Also in a video.
Now, if you watch the Periscope, you know that this was a very interesting guest because the last time that she was on the podcast, we did not even have the Turf District. It was in year 1.
No gray hairs.
I had only just met you, Superfan. I had not even met Kayla yet.
Right.
And we recorded in the dark corner of the basement.
Oh, that sounds so
creepy corner.
And yet she was still kind enough to come over.
She lived to tell the tale.
That's
I lived
right.
to tell the
Yeah,
tale.
and still 5 years later, she says, yes, I will come back to your haunted house and come and record. And then walked into the room and went, holy, this is almost legit. This is pretty cool.
Almost legit. Not quite, though.
No, I wouldn't call it.
great.
I'm not going to
It's
call
legit-esque.
it esque. It's something in that range.
Right.
Anyway, welcome
We have
back.
Timbits.
That's true.
So,
Welcome back to the podcast, Tree.
Thank you. Happy to be back.
And perfect day to come back on International Podcast
Absolutely.
Day.
that's right.
Because this is what it's all about. It's about making friends that last a really long time and
Yeah.
getting to sit down and chat about something that we all love together. So, tell us a bit about your thoughts so far for this year, because I know the last time we talked was 2015 and it was all very exciting and we were okay.
It ended well.
It sure ended well. So that's why I brought her back, because I think it's actually her that
yes,
that's what
yes.
it was. So
That would be good.
I'm ready to give Tree the hero title if it turns around right now.
Let
So-
history
Agreed.
decide.
That's right.
That's
Absolutely.
a big crown to wear.
Well, you know what?
Someone's going to wear it.
Yeah.
Why not
You know what? It
Miss
might
Grey
as well
Cup.
be you. That's right.
She mean Miss Grey Cup.
So
Miss Grey Cup. There you go.
Round the tree.
Can you walk with a sash?
Oh, yeah.
With a
good.
scepter.
Yes.
I think we need to make this happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Grey Cup's going to be fun for you.
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts so far this year?
Well, like I said, the team started out really strong.
Did? Yes.
I was like, yes, because when everyone comes out with their predictions, they were always putting Edmonton at the bottom, and I just had a feeling, I'm like, no, you guys are going to be sorry.
Eating those words.
Yeah, for those predictions. So then,
particular moment.
yeah, those first
Anyway,
few games, I'm like, see, I knew it. My gut told me
Yeah.
they're going to be contenders, and then I don't know,
Stuff
something happened. Yeah, a switch
Yeah.
flipped. I'm not sure, and we had a couple of losses, and then
It snowballed.
yes,
Yeah.
so now I'm always an optimist because that's just who I am. But
As fans, I think we kind of need to be.
yeah,
mostly.
Yeah.
yes, but I'm not a 0% confidence like on my pick'em for the Argos. I am still leaning closer to 100, but it does make me nervous going into our last stretch.
Absolutely.
Because we have some tough games coming up.
Yep.
And some things, if they don't go the right way for us, we may be
Well, at least
totally
on our
SOL
tushies.
this year.
I mean, at least we can pretty close to guaranteeing the playoffs. And once you're in the playoffs, lots of things
Yeah.
can happen, right?
Absolutely.
One thing, though, there were actually 3 people at this table that were in videos this week, so Tree was in one.
Oh, that's right. The
All in.
All in.
I
That's
forgot
what it
about that
was,
one.
yeah.
That's right.
I was watching going like, hey, I know these people.
As Linda would say, it's happening.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, our annual Labor Day
Yep, the track.
track
Oh, yeah.
have
Yeah.
been going since the 90s
Yes.
to Labor Day. So, yeah.
Where do you sit?
Move around.
Oh,
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys are usually
the
Always
other
east,
side.
East side.
East side,
Yeah,
always
yeah.
the Eskimo side. This year we splurged a little bit and we got seats with backs.
Oh, it's always nice.
Yes.
Fancy. Yeah,
Yes.
I had that this year too, just because lucky enough to Deb and Vince, I was able to get some tickets from them, so I had the nice seat backs, and
Yeah.
I could watch that crap in a comfortable chair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You needed it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
sure did. Yeah.
We got the peasant chairs. So.
Yeah.
Peasant chairs.
It makes the long day not as long.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you
So
have
does
cup
winning.
holders up there? Or down
No,
there?
no cup holders.
No cup holders? All right.
No, there's no. Actually, it was quite funny because I brought Riley to both games, or to the first game, and we sat down, the early August one, and he sat down and he's like, he turns to me, Dad, where do I put my cup? I'm like, oh, kid, you were so spoiled.
Yeah. It's true.
So spoiled.
It's true.
First world problems.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you put it on the ground and you pick
Yeah.
it up. That's weird. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, chairs are tighter than our. Yeah, they are. They're not as big as. Yeah, it's all the way it is. Yeah, super comfortable stadium for Grey Cup, right?
Yeah.
I'm in the peasant seats again.
Tree and I will be at a bar. That's
Yeah.
okay.
I hear that.
Unless the Eskimos are in it.
I get to
Except
wear the
when.
hero crown.
That's right.
And we're
That's
in the
right.
game.
Oh, see the sash and all.
Sash
Oh, yeah,
and all,
you're wearing
it
that
will-
whole thing.
I will be there.
Is there
Peasant
any
seats
East
are a
game,
thing.
though, that you would go? Like, if an East team that you liked were to go? No?
No, I've been going to Grey Cup consecutively since 2002.
Yeah.
So now as I'm getting older
More experienced.
and more experience, sometimes comfort wins over the stadium
yeah,
experience
yeah. Yep.
based on
Especially for the price.
where it is and who's in that
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They
that
got
match.
Yeah. They got me
Yeah.
roped in with Keith Urban.
Yeah.
I'm
He'll be
in.
fantastic.
I was
I thought it
gonna
was
ask-
Dale McMillan,
I was gonna ask your guys that opinion.
Who?
I think.
Eskimos
that-
photographer.
Yeah, he looks
Yeah,
just like him.
He does.
Oh.
But you guys are both happy with Keith Urban?
Oh, yes.
As-
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I've seen him many times live.
He's
Have you?
fantastic.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic live. He is the best way. If anyone has ever seen Bryan Adams live,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
he's the country Bryan Adams.
Yes, exactly.
That's the best way
That's
to explain
exactly
him.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a good. It's about the music.
Yeah.
It's about the showmanship. There's not a
fans.
lot of
Yeah.
extra.
Okay.
but he's an incredible entertainer. He'll
Agreed.
have people up dancing, singing. It'll be.
I'm not even a
Good.
big
Great.
country music fan, and I adore him.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Lots of people are excited, and that's great. I've said this many times on the show. The halftime entertainment is it's not the draw for me. The game
Yeah.
is the draw
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
The halftime entertainment is the draw for someone else to come and
right.
watch
Yeah.
or watch on TV or whatever.
That's when we do West of Us.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
it's just what is the band that I'm ignoring this year because I'm going to be standing talking with my friends. That's really what it comes
I've
down
seen
to.
some good halftime shows for
Oh,
sure.
I thought the Imagine Dragons in
Yes.
BC was an unreal
This was
halftime
also
show.
pre-West of Us, to be fair.
Absolutely,
That one
Yes,
was a good-
That was amazing, right? And actually, even in Winnipeg, although we did have West of Us, I thought Fall Out Boy was okay. Like I
Before
thought
that, Lenny Kravitz in 07 was
Oh,
great.
see, I
Bryan
missed that
Adams
one.
That
I
was
would love that
amazing.
one.
The
Yeah.
hip, of course, are always.
Don't
the
forget
hip.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Angie were on the field for that one.
Yeah, I was getting a
We
beer.
almost got
That was the
tackled
100th.
going down the stairs by a
2012.
bunch of little teens.
Yeah,
Almost
wow.
took us out.
They were pretty excitable back then. Yeah,
He was wearing the
It was
leather
good.
onesie. It was good.
not
You'll
good.
Never get that out of your brain.
Nope. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
This whole podcast is now ruined.
That's right.
That's right.
Mike ruins. Wait. Somewhere Joe's like, that's copyright.
Title of the episode, Mike Burns Podcast. Okay. All right, before we get into our Esks news, this episode is brought to you in part by the Edmonton Community Foundation, which is gearing up for Wills Week, running October 7th to 10th. Now, that sounds a little dark.
It does, unless you mean people named Will.
No, I actually mean like making your will.
Oh, well, it's important.
Yeah. Here's a quick clip from episode 54 of the Well Endowed podcast, in which lawyers Allison McCollum and Mike Simmons discuss getting over the reluctance to make a will.
And it's not nearly as depressing as this sounds, is it?
Well, yeah, and it's you know, it's not fun to talk about, and people, I think that's it's a bit of a taboo subject, right? I remember I had a former colleague who was trained out east, and I asked him about his client and whether he had an estate plan, and he said, well, I've never asked him. And I said, well, how can you not ask him? And he said, well, when I was trained as a young lawyer, I was told you never ask your clients if they have a will because you're telling them they're going to die. And I said, well, he is going to die because everyone does. And so I think it's actually our responsibility to ask clients and people if they have a plan.
So if you've been putting off writing your will, now is the moment. So visit ecfoundation.org and click on initiatives to find more information about Wills Week, and check out the full episode, which you can find at the wellendowedpodcast.com. There, I love that part at the end. I don't know why I think that's so
I don't know, but
important
we almost
to do,
need to get a .com version of our
I
web
really
address.
do, just so that I can do that. I never thought I could actually make it sound just like the ad guy, but that's pretty. That's
pretty close.
I like that. It's pretty fun. All right,
We'll be in Vegas all week.
I know. Try the veal. Yeah,
tip your waitress.
That's right. Esks News. This I love how Caitlin just buzzes that off.
Sputtered.
Okay, yeah. Esks News. Now, Harris has been out for the last 2 games, and of course, this last week got added to the 6-game list. I think the one thing we can say about the Eskimos this year, though, is that there is no such thing as a 1-game list.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, there was when Harris was on the 1-game list.
The first time, yes.
I mean, the difference between the 1 game and the 6 game is that you can't practice if you're on the 6 game until the last week.
And if you're on the 1 game, the salary still gets counted towards cap. So if for some reason he needs the full 6, then we get that salary off the cap. If he comes back early, that it gets still applied. The full salary gets applied.
If he waits the whole 6, he comes back on the second playoff game.
Right.
So you have to win a playoff game without him.
Yeah, right. So I don't think that will be the case. I don't think. I mean, I'm again, we're talking optimism here. I see him being back in a couple of games.
Yep.
But I really hope he's back for the BC game, because that game now is looking like it's going to be enormous.
Yeah.
So I truly hope that he's back for that. But
although they haven't, BC's been sort of beating up on teams that don't really have a great record, except for Montreal with their backup quarterback.
Right. That's true, but
so we'll see.
You never know if they get momentum.
I mean, not saying that we are.
That's what I'm saying. We aren't doing that either. So that's why I think it's very important that we beat them that game. But anyway, I guess we'll have to see how that plays out. Draheim also added back to the 6-game list. That is that's a tough one. Very, very tough one. Because I think that offensive line, I could use a little help. All right. Speaking of offensive line, though, in our news, we need to send congratulations to Matt O'Donnell for winning the David Boone Award at the Esks dinner. Were you at the Esks dinner this year, Tree?
Not this year, no.
No, okay. But you have gone to ones before. Right,
Yeah.
And good time overall, right?
Great time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to mingle with all the players and coaches.
Who have you mostly sat with when you've gone?
1 year I was with Sean Lemon.
Okay.
Another year, Tony Washington.
Nice. Friend of the show, Tony Washington. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a blank. Who else we've sat with? Eddie Steele 1 year was at my table.
That'd be fun.
Also a friend of the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also one of the big boys.
Correct.
Yeah. Donovan Alexander
Not one of the
was
big
1
boys.
year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
A lot of the guys are no longer with the team, so I'm just trying to rack my brain. I can see faces, but the
been-
names aren't popping in my head.
You've
Look
been
at the
there
wall.
a lot of times.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to going to one of these.
Yeah. Maybe
one
next year.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Pod table.
Empire field trip. That's right.
We need to get a
$100
corporate
later.
sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're a little, that's where I haven't, they've gone up in price.
Yes.
So the
was
attendance is more
350 this year?
sporadic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the women's dinner too.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a lot cheaper than the women's.
Yeah.
The women's dinner is a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
No, I know, but it's still at that
Yeah.
point where it's like,
It's just
as for
getting-
me, I don't have a dual income, so I mean,
Yeah.
that's penny pinching at that point.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that for sure. But
There's only so much blood you can sell.
Yeah.
it's
Don't tell us. Shut up, Mike.
It's a pro tip.
granted back to the congratulations for Matt O'Donnell for his
Yes.
work in the community.
Yeah, well deserved.
Yes, very
Bravo.
much so. And hopefully we get to chat with him about that before too long. The Esks did add linebacker. Now, this is going to be a fun one.
Enjoy.
Kaulana Apelu, I think is how you say
That
it.
sounds reasonable.
Apelu?
Well, it's,
Apelu?
yeah,
I think.
I think.
I wish they need phonetics on the
Yeah.
site. He goes right to the PR, and they release kicker Hutchins because O'Neill is back on the roster, which was
Thank
great.
goodness.
His punts were
And a new
glorious
dad.
again.
What's
Yes.
And a new dad.
that? And a new dad. That's
Yeah.
true. Yes, he was. He just became a father. So that's excellent. And as it turns out, as we're recording this, breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news
Dun,
on the
dun,
podcast.
dun.
I was hoping that you would insert that.
Oh, I will.
Okay, I know you will.
Title of the podcast.
Can you just have like colons and keep going with all the names?
Colons and keep going. Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my god, that might have been the best title of the podcast ever. I'm so hoping you put that in there. Oh, I will. What? Oh my god. That was funny. Okay. Well done, Superfan. Okay. Well, breaking news. That's right. The team has signed a third overall pick from the 2017 draft, Danny Vandervoort, to a receiver to join the team. I guess he was out at McMaster practicing with the team today. Yeah. So that's an interesting insurance one to have, another Canadian receiver.
Never hurts to have more Canadians.
Absolutely. And he was pretty highly rated, actually.
Touted, coming.
Yeah, exactly. So be interesting to see what kind of role he would play on the team.
Even if it's, a lot of times at this time of year, you'll see people signed to the practice roster. They don't really do much, and then next year they're at camp.
And they're setting up
but they're ahead,
right?
Yeah.
So. Absolutely. Well, you can learn the offense,
again,
right?
Great insurance, too. So if somebody goes down, we have somebody.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah, we don't want any more going down.
Exactly.
Thank you for the knocking. Appreciate that. All right, let's talk about the two Edmonton games. So last week on Ricky Ray night, Edmonton loses to Hamilton 30-27 on a last-minute walk-off the post field goal.
Yeah.
And but this week they win against Ottawa 21-16, which we should be all more excited about. It was a little hard to get excited about that particular game.
I think there was improvement, right? And it's not necessarily you have to be excited about it, but you have to see some sort of improvement.
Right. The improvement is we got a W at the end. That's the exciting
always
part.
A good improvement.
They don't ask how, they only ask how many.
Yeah.
And one of the things that the Eskimos have had a really rough time with over the last 5-6 years is playing Ottawa for some reason. And in Ottawa especially, we've just had a rough go winning there. So the fact that we pulled out the win.
The last 3 years especially.
Yeah, exactly. And even the game here, right? Mm-hmm. It was, 16-12.
Right.
It wasn't exactly a barn burner then either. So I guess we should have expected it to be more.
Some teams just play well against other teams, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of how they're doing in the standings. So
yeah. I really do think actually a lot of it has to do with the Ottawa defense and Noel Thorpe. Mm-hmm. I think he just for some reason plays the Eskimos well. When he was in Montreal, the defense always played us well. When he's in Ottawa, they've always played us well. I just wonder if that has something to do with it. Like he just, for some reason, has our number. So, granted, it wasn't enough of a number to win this week, so we'll take it.
Yep.
That's how it goes. One thing I want to talk about with the Hamilton game before we get too detailed in the Ottawa game was it found like the team when they came out, they just seemed like they weren't ready to go.
Right. And
then they down super early.
They kept with that sort of theory.
Yeah, they did.
Not being ready to go.
And then the Ricky Ray celebration happened, which was outstanding.
It was outstanding.
I think that was one of the best ones they've ever done.
It's the most emotion he's ever shown.
Absolutely. And can I say too, just that, I mean, it's my show, I can say whatever I want, I guess. But for only having been here for a few weeks, the speech by Presson was out and just delivered very, very well. Right. I was so impressed with just being able to come in and do that for a player he probably never watched other than the highlights. Like that was impressive. Yeah, really got a lot of us as fans in the feels, I think. So
yeah, I mean, it was outstanding. I still would have loved to have seen one last pass.
Oh, I would have loved that.
I mean, it wasn't going to happen to Tucker.
There.
No.
But Stamps was there, like Kayla just said. I mean, when Moon went up on the wall, it was one Moon pass to Kelly. And that was magic.
Absolutely.
To see that happen again would have been pretty special.
Yeah, I agree. And Kayla, you were down on the field for that.
Yeah, so I really didn't. It's kind of bittersweet because it's wonderful to be down there and have that opportunity, but I don't get to appreciate it like you guys did. Like I don't remember anything that was said because I was focusing on getting that shot and moving around and trying not to bump into the TSN guys and then the Eskimo guy, like just trying to concentrate on my work.
Right.
So I'm hoping that the whole video is on the website because I need to go back and actually watch it.
Okay.
Because I didn't get to appreciate. I mean, when he started crying, I put my camera down and just tried to appreciate the emotion that he was showing.
Yes.
But I don't even remember what Preston said. I have no idea what he said.
Okay,
Watch the video.
Yeah, watch the video.
It's really
It's just so it's bittersweet. Like I would never give up that opportunity, but at the same time, I can't be a fan at that point.
Right.
Nope.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that they have it on the website. So I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, I found myself, I had to even though I was there in the
Yes.
stadium, I had to rewatch it because there was moments
Right.
that I just
You miss.
missed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
It was
very well done.
Very well done. And when the fireworks went off, I just about jumped out of my skin. I had no idea, right? And boom! I'm like, what the? Anyway, yeah, it was a little bit funny. Anyway, that happens. Team comes out in the second half, lights the bloody world on fire.
Yes,
Right.
beautiful.
Kilgore's throwing like a madman. Ellingson makes that ridiculous catch to tie the game. Like everything's coming up Eskimo, right?
Yeah.
And then what do? Oh, let's go back to throwing 40-yard bombs that don't work.
Right. They won't expect that.
Yeah. Let's not keep going with the thing that's working, like the 6 and 8 yards at a time. Let's try throwing downfield where we throw
And
interceptions.
run the ball in
and
that fourth quarter because that's when the defense is
no,
softest.
why would we want to do that?
Right.
That's so frustrating. Anyway, lose by 3. Let's talk about the Ottawa game because at least we get to talk about a win. Is there any good that you liked in this one, Tree?
Well, we got a lot of sacks.
We did. We got 6 sacks in total.
Yeah, which was awesome to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't remember much from... I missed the Rouge.
Yes.
You were down 3-1 at one point.
Yeah,
That's
I
right,
totally
yes.
missed that happening.
You're
Yeah.
not the only one.
Yeah, so that's always a good thing. It's part of our Canadian game.
A lot of us were kind of in and out of the game at that
Yeah.
moment. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, but the defense is really what stuck out for me. And that catch in the end zone. I know I was being critical of Tavon Smith when
Yes.
we were watching the game.
It was so funny,
And you're
actually.
like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, you'll see. And then he proved me wrong. So,
You
yeah.
need to critique more players.
Yes,
Yes,
maybe
that's
I
what we're
do.
saying.
You can critique
I know.
Ellingson a little
Oh
bit more.
God, that
Yeah.
Tavares Daniels, he's horrible.
Yeah.
He really needs to get better. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that was hilarious though, because I right at that moment
Yeah.
you said that, and I said, well, I think it's just because he's on the wide side and they don't throw to him very
Yeah.
often. But when they throw to him, he catches it, and about 3 minutes later,
Boom. He makes
like, wow. There you go. That was the catch. Kayla, I know you just listened to it, but what stood out to you in this game?
Well, same defense, definitely. The fourth quarter, though, they kind of were a little lackluster. It's maybe because they were tired because they were just on the field all the time. But since you already said the defense, I'm actually going to go with the special teams defense. I thought they did really well at stopping the run game.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. You mean
So, when Ottawa was returning.
cover team.
the cover team.
The cover
yeah,
team, yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
I just make stuff up.
That's right.
It's usually right, so.
Yeah.
Nobody checks. They don't know.
In 1956. Yeah. Really? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we just all buy it. Yeah. Super fan?
14th century.
Yes.
I think that everyone's kind of touched on the highlights. For me, I thought Mike Moore had an outstanding game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Vontae
He was
Diggs.
everywhere.
Player of the game.
Yeah. Vontae Diggs, same kind of thing.
Yeah, Diggs had 7 tackles.
Even Betts,
Yeah.
in the limited time he was on the field. Kwaku was starting to come back again.
Yeah.
He's been very quiet the last little bit. In fact, the entire defensive line.
Yeah.
We saw some really outstanding defensive plays, I thought. Hugh O'Neill was great to see
Yes.
him
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Being able to
Yeah,
see him
tons
punt the
of-
ball, and
yeah.
especially those kickoffs.
Like landing
so
on
good.
the 2 or 3 yard
Yeah.
line. It's
Right.
like,
So
oh,
good.
that's so much
You know,
nicer.
Yeah, I think Sean did an admirable job.
Absolutely.
In all 3 phases, but they have the leg of Hugh O'Neill for
Yeah.
those kickoffs and getting
Yeah.
15 more yards
Yeah.
on every kick.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's a big difference.
Absolutely. And I think to some degree, though, Sean was also excellent.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's I'm not getting paid anymore, so
Yeah.
let's have someone else do these.
But the other part of it is then White comes in, goes 2 for 2 with
Yep.
one over 50 yarder.
Yes.
Longest of the season
He's
for him.
so. I think it helps that you have more trust that he's able to do that because
He can
Hugh
focus
O'Neill's
on it.
taking on the other stuff,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So I think that adds in a couple of spots, right? The other part that I want to mention, although I thought he was going to have a bigger game, I thought Gable still had an okay game. He still had a 4.5 yard average and 20 carries.
Yeah, that was because he had a couple that were longer. He
yes.
was at 2.8 at one point.
Absolutely. But he did find a way. And guess when he found a way? When he ran outside.
Yep.
Instead of inside. Interesting, isn't it? All right. A couple of bad things in this game. To me, again, I just want to say that the long ball is just not the
They're
same.
not in sync right now.
Right now. They're not in sync, no.
Some
Very
people,
true.
I know a lot of people were complaining about Logan's arm strength, but he was overthrowing some of these players.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's just because he's expecting them to be one place and they're not. Because
Yeah.
he didn't have a lot of first string reps with these guys
Yeah.
until recently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, and the accuracy is a little... I wouldn't say the arm strength is the problem, but it's under
But
throwing.
again, we
Like,
don't know where they're
yeah.
supposed to be, right?
Right.
So we don't know what the
Yeah.
play is
Communication
called.
may be off too.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is I think he improved over the first game.
I
for
would agree.
sure.
Yeah.
So I think we're starting to see. I mean, this is a guy that didn't play any meaningful snaps for a couple of years,
Right.
And I think that he's just going to improve as time goes on. So
Well, here's hoping. Yeah.
I mean, Dane Evans didn't necessarily a great first game when he started, and he's been lighting the world on fire right now. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if he starts throwing 300-yard games, I'll be very excited. About
Absolutely.
That. Yeah. Not a problem at all.
Well, he had 228 yards, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so.
Last game?
Yeah. It was a decent.
It was
It
over
was a
600.
decent
yeah,
game.
decent average. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the offense.
Once he gets that
Again.
connection, then
I find
think
him better at that 7 to 10 yard pass. Like,
right.
Just
But I think
bam.
he's got to
But
keep them because he'd had a
Yeah.
couple of good strikes. So
Yes. Well, the guys also have to pick up the ball. Right? I
Well,
mean,
that's just it. Like, there's a common denominator, not blaming like absolutely everything, but like it was the same with Trevor Harris. The offense
Right.
was sputtering at the same time. So like, it's not all on Logan and it's not all on the offense. They're just not cohesive, and it's the same with Trevor Harris. They just weren't getting the meaningful plays.
That's a fair point.
Like they were, yeah, Trevor Harris was getting over 300, but we weren't seeing the end zone.
Right.
right.
So at what point does that even matter? Like, it's great for his record, obviously, but at the same time, like, in most players, they don't care about their record. They want to win games.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
It's the only record they care about is the win-loss record.
yeah.
Right.
So just these offense.
So does that come down to, is that execution or is that the play calling?
I think it's everything.
both.
It's
I think
gotta
it's
be
a bit of both.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of both. I think there is, you see some, like we just talked about, the execution and not knowing this guy's supposed to be here or whatever like that. So I think there is
Or
some
they tighten
execution
up
issues.
on their routes or whatever,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, but I think there is, and I know, Tree, you mentioned this on the Periscope, was just, why is Gable always going up the middle?
Yeah.
And Mike,
Yes.
you've said that to me for a couple of weeks now. Like, when do they shake that up and have him go on the
Well,
outside?
I thought they might have a shot when they had Cooper on
Right.
the 46, and he was the healthy scratch.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen a couple of sets where, especially with how many Canadians we're starting to get,
Yeah. Yes.
have put Saxlett in at left tackle,
Yeah.
and let's throw Cooper and Gable on there.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh.
where's the ball going?
Yeah,
That would be
exactly.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Mm.
and- yeah. Shake it up a little.
Well, didn't they try that one play with Christian Jones and then he missed the
Yeah, he missed the
Yeah.
handoff.
handoff? Or, yeah.
13 yards negative.
Oh
Yeah.
Not the greatest running play ever. Yeah,
No.
that was.
no.
I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it was the handoff that was there, or he missed it, or I'm not sure. Again, see, that's an execution one, right?
Right.
Like, it might have been a great play call, but execution was not exactly the greatest.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Last thing I just want to say on that, penalties, they weren't horrible.
We still had more
Eight
penalties.
for 62, but
they had
Ottawa
5.
only had 3 penalties.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 penalties. We had 8.
But there were a couple.
They had none on offense or defense.
Like the one on Tuck?
Yeah.
The
Well,
spearing?
Yeah.
No, but there was a couple. There was one
Yeah,
Hunter
helmet.
took one where
Yeah.
it cost us a lot.
Oh, yeah. It's,
Oh, I thought you meant that were questionable
Yeah.
calls.
No.
No,
There's
no.
always questions.
It was a
of
questionable
course,
decision.
of course,
It was.
of
Yeah.
course.
Always, but
Of course.
there's a couple penalties. You know, that was one in particular
Yeah.
with Hunter where it cost us, what, 15,
And
10
that's
yards?
coming-
I think it was only 10 because
10 yards, yeah.
we're not seeing a lot of the after the whistle penalties anymore,
Yeah.
which is nice. But which is fine. But we still need to make sure
Calm
that
down.
we're not doing the
Yeah.
other ones.
Yeah.
All right, Tree. If you had to name a player of the game on the Eskimo side of the ball, who would you pick?
Well, I'm going to name someone we haven't talked about is Alex Bazzi.
Oh, excellent.
Ooh, excellent.
Yeah,
pick,
Because
Yeah.
I think since
Solid game.
he's come in, it's like he may not be getting the sacks, but he is definitely
Especially when he
getting
got
the
started.
pressure out there.
He's
and-
disrupting.
He's
Yeah.
disrupting. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Kayla.
Well, I mean, listening to the game, I can't. It's an obvious pick, but when I was listening to it, like even halfway through, I was like, Mike Moore's on
Yeah.
the game,
Oh, he had a huge game.
and
huge game.
I just like, Yes, I love it so much because he's such a gem. But the fact that he's continuing to like step up, and that line is just makes my heart flutter. And to see them prosper, and it's like almost each one has a game in the entire season, and when they're taken really good. And yeah, I can't not give it to Mike Moore.
That's
he
fair.
is the reigning Dirty Pirate Award winner.
That is, he is.
So
absolutely.
that's
Yes.
Won himself some cupcakes.
Sure did. Super fan?
I'll take Vontae Diggs.
Okay, yeah.
I thought he had a great game.
Yep.
This kid is a raw rookie. I mean, he's had just a couple of games of preseason in the NFL, and then he's been here.
Yeah.
For someone that was supposed to be Javon Santos-Knox's spot.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Diggs has made a lot of people a believer.
Yep.
And I thought it was just a great game for him. Especially
Yeah.
bounce back.
And no penalties for him.
No penalties.
Yeah, so-
And how he's embraced Edmonton. Like
Yep.
on Twitter, he
Absolutely.
is such a treat to follow. And
Yep.
if you don't,
Agreed.
you should, because he is so much fun on Twitter.
He is. He's
and he owns
awesome.
his mistakes when he makes
Absolutely.
them.
Yep,
Yeah.
he does. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you got to respect that.
Absolutely. I'm going to give a shout out to Jordan Hoover for this game because I thought he played a great game at safety. He made a fair number of tackles. He was in and wrapping guys up. I want to give him a little bit of credit there.
Give him some podcast love.
Absolutely. If he had played more in the game, I might actually have given it to Betts.
Right.
Because every time I watch him right now, he is disrupting. Like, he is causing some
He's
havoc.
living up to the hype that he got going into the draft.
Absolutely. So keep it up. I want.
It's
Yeah.
going to be interesting to see how this turns into next year.
I know. And who do you play where? Like, that's going to be very
Maybe we'll
interesting.
have like 3
Could you
Canadians on the
imagine?
defensive line.
Like, that would be
More on the defensive line than
Unheard
offense.
of.
That'd be unheard of. It'd be ridiculous and cool at
Yeah.
the same time. Yeah, so I'm all over that. All right, we did a fan vote that had Moore, Hoover, Diggs, and DeVaris Daniels, as he was the top
receiver.
offensive receiver. Or receiver, because they're all on offense. Because the defensive receivers, they don't really do much.
If we got some picks, I guess they would be.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's why you're a DB. Anyway, the fan vote went to Vontae Diggs as well. I think he had some Twitter crew helping him out there,
Hey,
which
whatever
was
works.
awesome. So good for him. All right.
Well deserved, regardless.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he totally deserves it. I'm not taking anything away
Nope.
from that, but that was pretty cool. All right, let's take a really quick break, and then we'll come back with this week's CFPN game preview and our pick'ems and fantasy picks.
What's up, y'all? It's Larry Danny. You listening to the Eskimo Empire Podcast.
You can join the Empire online.
Find us at eskempire.ca.
Check out all the new blogs and then follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
For more history, follow at Esks History on Twitter.
And even more of my picks on Esk Empire Photo.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to help the pod grow. Thanks again for listening. Let's get back to the show.
Welcome back. This episode is also brought to you in part by Alberta Health Services that has a message on when to use emergency.
We ask these children if they know when to go to emergency and when there are other options.
I would definitely go to emergency if I broke my arm. If you stopped breathing or something's really wrong. If you had a cold, you should probably just go to a doctor and not into the emergency or clinic.
If you have an emergency, we're here to help. If it's not an emergency, you have options. Take control of your health. Call 811 or visit ahs.ca/options.
Coming from someone who worked in ER as well as was a patient in ER, it's always a good reminder to know when to go to ER. And thank you to Alberta Health Services.
Absolutely.
Now, our CFPN game preview. The Esks are staying out in Ontario as they play the Ticats this week at the Donut Box on Friday at 5 p.m. Now, this is a big challenge as it's one of the top teams in the league right now. But we are thinking that we should probably get a few of us together to watch the game. So Tree and I are just organizing our own little party.
You're leading the charge.
That's right. First round, 5 p.m. Watch a football
First
game.
round, Oliver Square.
Oliver Square. Yeah, I should say that one first. So,
West End, where are you?
yeah, if you're interested, message us on Twitter or Facebook, and we'll make sure we have a big enough table for all of us to sit and watch some football.
Sounds good.
Kind of fun to watch an
Cheer
away
loud.
game. Yeah,
Cheer
exactly.
loud, wear your colors. Let's have some fun.
Have some wings. Ooh, so yummy. I wish they had the garlic parmesan waffle fries again.
I love all those words.
I know. It's so good. All right. The Uncle Beatty stats moment. It's again, Sean White. We're going to continue with this, I think, because he has now made his last 18 field goals consecutively.
Dang.
Now, it's nowhere near the...
He's no Lewis Ward, but, you know.
He's no...
Right?
He's no up top my brother record, but he's getting close. I mean, 18.
He's on his way.
He's well on his way. Absolutely. Interesting fact, though, he is actually 9 for 9 at Tim Hortons Field.
Oh, that's great news.
So,
Splendid.
That's good. Being that he could be kicking 9 on this weekend, it's probably good to...
He's just going to be doing a lot of converts.
Okay, yeah.
All points after.
Perfect. I like the way...
Hopefully not off on the 50.
That would be bad.
Yeah, not so good. We unfortunately weren't able to catch up with our Podski Wee Wee brethren for the show tonight, but make sure that you're listening to all the great pods on the CF Pod Network.
Yes.
As they go through all the different teams across the league, even down south, and a couple of guys over in Japan.
Yeah, it's true.
That's
a fun podcast.
So let's talk about the Esks side of the ball. So, Tree, what would you say are the kind of the keys to a win here for the Eskimos?
Well, I think definitely we have to keep Hamilton from not scoring early and not getting up ahead. So,
or at all.
Yeah.
Or at all would be great.
Yes,
yeah,
our defense.
Right, yeah.
Shut them out.
I don't know if it's our secondary, whatever, those long passes where all of a sudden they just walk into the end zone 2-3 times in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Cannot happen.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Cannot happen. So
you have to have a strong start on defense.
Have to. That's a big one. And then
preferably a strong finish too, but the start,
but that's
is good.
important because we got to stay in it from the get-go.
Yeah.
Yes. I 100% agree. 100% agree.
Yeah.
Kayla?
Well, you can't win a game without getting into the end zone when you're playing this kind of team. So the offense has got to start snapping together. Like, something needs to change. They need to be a little bit more aggressive with the ball. And the communication, like you said, we don't know if it's execution. The play call, it's probably everything at this point, but they really need to buckle down. Like, this is go time. We can't lose this game. BC's coming up behind us. We play them soon. Sorry, I hit it.
I'm sure the visuals mean someone just falling down.
That's right, yeah.
Flight of stairs.
That's how we feel right now. No.
If we animated this podcast, that's what it would be. Yeah. They just need to soon. What? Okay.
Exactly.
All right, perfect.
Stuck the landing.
I don't there's not much else to be said than get in the freaking end zone.
All right, are you going to bring your signal as the commissioner to make sure they know you're there and make sure they know that it's important to win? Or?
Do you think Bryant will come up?
Maybe.
You never know.
You don't know until you try.
That's right, yeah.
We don't need to party with Daniel.
I want to see it on the... I want to see it on
a Robin
TV.
signal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll talk to Tay, see what we can
There you
do.
go.
Okay, perfect. I do appreciate that. Superfan, keys to this game.
I'm going to switch to the other side of the line, and I want to see our defense be a little more aggressive. We've started to see it again, especially the last 2 games. Certainly the second half of that game against Hamilton and a lot against... but when you do, just don't take the penalties.
Yes.
If you've got them off the field, keep them off the field.
Preferably, yes.
Don't let them back on the field because you took a stupid penalty at the wrong time.
Right. Yeah,
that O-line needs to be sharp too, because friggin' Simone's on a hot streak right now.
And that was going to be my...
Oh, sorry.
That was my key to the game.
Sorry, you can delete that.
The offensive line, not only do they need to be able to protect in some pass protection, but they got to start opening some holes. Like, whether it... Like, if we're going to keep running up the middle...
Which we seem to be.
It seems to be a theme.
Yeah.
We got to start, like, at the beginning of the season, there were moments where that was parting like the Red Sea. And right now, it's like the little mouse hole in the corner. Like, it's not really helping him to get through. So we got to see some run blocking and opening up. And then, speaking of blocking and continuing on the offensive side of the ball, if we're going to run a screen pass, whoever is the receiver on the outside, if they could do like just one block, I would be very happy. Instead of standing there to watch the guy get clobbered.
Blocking's allowed now.
It is. That's what I hear. Yeah. This is not 1960 on a kick return.
No.
You're allowed to block.
Yes.
So, and I understand that you don't want to get a holding penalty and you don't want to block too early and all, because they can do blocking downfield, all these penalties that we don't want. But guy, like, every other team knows how to block on the corner. We should be able to block on the corner.
I was literally watching my nephew's football game, and as soon as their receiver was running, the other team was just like watching them. They didn't even make an effort. They just watched them. I'm like, that's kind of what the Eskimos do sometimes.
Yeah, they just kind of watch. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's a huge key to the game. Is there a player that you'll keep your eye on this game, Tree?
Well, I was just thinking, I would love to see Jones get a return.
Oh, okay.
And that would be because he's getting closer.
Slowly but surely. He dies out though at about the opposition 40. That's he gets a little slower at that point. Yeah.
But I think that would be a fun one to have happen, especially on Speedy B's
absolutely
home turf.
Yep.
Yes.
Kind of thing. There isn't other than that first player. I'm going to be watching the defense for sure because I want my defense to be aggressive and
go get them.
Go get them.
That's right.
Get her done, as Maddie Dunnigan would say.
That's right.
I'm going to be yelling, Oski wee wee.
Fire trucker.
That's right.
I hope that I don't know if that is the live mic game or not, but wouldn't it be funny if we got a sack and somebody stood up and said that?
That'd be awesome.
On our team?
Yes.
That would be great. Yeah. That'd be hilarious. I'd be okay with that. Although that was one of the greatest moments in football this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. I want the shirt.
Yes.
That's outstanding. Kayla, who are you watching as you're in the stands?
Yeah. I'm just, I'm watching that W hopefully coming home with us.
I haven't heard of the player that W, but all right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's right now it's kind of a phantom.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was just there, not even 2 days
Hardly.
ago. Hardly.
They don't ask now.
That's right. They just ask how many. Super fan?
I'm watching 2 players. I'll be watching...
I just said 1.
I don't care.
Well,
you can take mine.
Excellent. I'll take Kayla's. So, for Kayla,
Wait a second.
we're watching Don Unamba.
Okay.
And for me, it's Larry Dean.
Perfect.
Yeah. And for you, it's who?
Larry Dean.
Larry. All right.
The 2 guys that were playing for Hamilton. This is the first game back.
Right.
In that stadium since they joined the Eskimos. So it's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully, they make a big difference.
Thank
all right,
you.
then.
I like your my pick.
That's right.
I like your my pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's fun.
Now you get to pick 3. So that's
perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent. Whatever I want.
You can pick 45 players.
Excellent. I will watch. Yes, all 45. There was a rumor that there is a possibility that Javon Santos-Knox could be playing this game.
Intriguing.
If he is playing this game, he will be the one I'll be watching.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes, because I love Javon, and I can't wait to actually talk to him for the show again. So I need him to be off the injured list so that we can talk to him again.
And who will be coming off?
Well, that's the thing. So then where does Diggs go?
Or do they rotate them?
Which is entirely possible.
Oh, what a treat.
Right? Could you imagine rotating those 2? Holy jeepers.
That got me excited.
Put them in a 3-4.
Right?
Now, see, a 3-4 would be what I would prefer, actually. Just have Mondu. I'm combining Mondo and Kwaku. Mondu?
Oh, Mondu.
Oh, that'd be a scary combination.
Yeah.
See? You're all jumping on board now. You thought I was dumb, but that was a really good thing. So we got Mondu up front with either... It could be any of Betts, Bazzi, or Usher. Sitting on or Moore even playing on. Could you imagine? Just put Moore and Mondu, all those 3 up front, right? And then behind you've got the president, you've got Larry Dean, Diggs, and Javon Santos-Knox. Who wants to play against that defense?
See, now that is the ultimate of sexiness.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I'm fully on board. Yeah, that'd be outstanding.
Where did you hear this rumor?
About Javon?
Is it pretty viable, or is it?
It's fairly viable. But he was. That's why one of the reasons he traveled with the team was he was supposedly going to be. He was practicing last week.
Well, you don't say.
So anyway, if for some reason Javon does not make it on for any of those reasons, I'm watching Mondu. That's right, because it's the greatest name ever. Mm-hmm. That's right, and Kwaku's going to probably kill me for it, but still, Mondu it is. Yeah. I'm all over that. Go defense. Okay, so we usually this year we've decided we're just doing prop bets on the Eskimos because we don't pick against the Eskimos, right? So Now, usually we let our guest pick the stat, then I will set a line on it. Okay.
So examples we've had.
Field goals by the Eskimos. We've had return yards. We've had sacks. We've had passing yards. We had touchdowns.
Yep. So we've had a few.
We've had a few different ones. But what we'll do is we'll pick the other 3 games, and then you can give me a stat, and we'll set a line. So it gives you some time to think.
You got time.
You might have to help me with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We got a few options. All right. So let's go through our other games. The first one is Calgary versus Montreal, and this one is in Montreal. So who do you have in that one, Tree?
Go Als.
Well, of course that's what we're cheering for.
I think they're going to be salty off their loss.
Oh,
in
maybe.
BC. And it's at home in front of their fans. I think they're going to put up a good fight against those Stampeders.
All right, then. I like the sounds of this.
And Vernon's back, is he not?
He is.
Vernon's back.
Yes, yeah.
And then hopefully the Stamps, someone takes them out to Crescent Street the night before the game and introduces them to it.
Oh, it'd be lovely.
I think that.
Where's Jesse and Christine? What are they doing?
I know. Get on it.
Come on.
Crescent Street. What is this?
It's
Party Avenue?
It's going to have in Edmonton, kind of. But a little different.
Very different.
Yeah.
I'm very
I'm painting a picture.
All bars and restaurants.
Oh.
It is fun.
Yeah. We'll get there one day with Cliffy. We'll go.
Oh,
that would be fun. Chasing around Cliffy D out there. Oh my. Listen to the Al's Flight Deck podcast. Yeah, there you go.
He's chasing those whiskeys right now.
That he was. Yeah, absolutely. What do you have in that game? Calgary and
Als. Don't even have to ask me.
You're going Als.
Absolutely.
Right.
I 100% agree with Tree. Vernon Adams is going to have something to show. Mm-hmm. He apologized for that mistake, but he's still probably burning inside that he did that after his team has been on such a hot streak. Oh, it's redemption time, and it's time to bury those Stamps.
Close to winning the last game too.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
That's true. Yeah. Well, Montreal did win.
And they've already,
Calgary.
Yeah, exactly, in overtime in Calgary. So now they're home, and I'm amping myself to just rent a car and go out there now.
All right, good job.
Good for you.
Super fan?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm going to ask the Pick'em King, and then I pick after him.
Oh, excellent.
Perfect. Yeah.
Calgary's traditionally had quite a poor record.
Yes, they have.
Yeah. Great.
However, they are coming off the bye.
Yep.
And they also have something to prove.
Sure do.
Going to this, they are currently in the top spot. Winnipeg went from first to third with that loss.
Yeah.
And Calgary wants a stranglehold in this. They were basically written off as dead in the first half of this season, and they want to show everyone that they're for real. I'm picking Calgary.
All right.
Let's just kill them.
Montreal wins, they secure a home playoff spot. So they've got something to play for, too.
Absolutely. I know they do, and they just have lots to play for.
Yeah.
But so does Calgary, and I think Calgary's got the horses.
Oh, that's a dad joke. It was funny, but still. Yeah. I'm going to go with Calgary as well. I just think, my reasoning was them coming off the bye.
Yeah.
And Calgary doesn't lose off the bye.
Not often.
Yet.
Yeah,
Trust me. This, you know what? The best way to pick something, because I suck at picking, is I pick the team that always loses, usually. But if I pick Calgary and they win, then I win Pick'em. And if they lose, I don't care about Pick'em because Calgary lost.
Thanks, Andrew.
You're welcome. I'm here to help. Next game is Winnipeg versus Saskatchewan in the giant rectangle to our immediate east.
Looks more like a toilet seat, but okay.
It does. Who do you got in this one, Kayla?
Oh, man.
I know. It's a tough one, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's going to be
We're putting that down as her answer?
That's going to be the game to watch.
I'm pretty 50-50 actually with my pick'ems. So some's kind of grabbing Winnipeg in my gut. I don't think they don't like the situation that they put themselves in. Mm-hmm. And I think Saskatchewan might be a little overconfident in the position that they obviously the talent got them there, but sometimes you just kind of, since they clinched a playoff spot, I don't know if they're going to come in full charges. And Winnipeg definitely has something to prove right now. They need, but the home hasn't been the home games haven't been determined yet, correct?
For the seeding.
There's no seeding for playoffs yet.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's what I kind of figured.
They all have 9 wins.
Yes.
Yeah.
All 3 teams. So
Yeah.
So yeah. So how? Okay.
Bastards.
I'll do this off. Well, you can edit this out.
Okay.
How does Saskatchewan and Calgary clinch a playoff spot then, but Winnipeg didn't?
No, they clinched because of the records against the other teams that they're playing.
Oh, gotcha.
So-
Okay.
Winnipeg just clinches against us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Winnipeg
so-
clinches against us, but BC cannot. There is no way that BC can catch Calgary or
Because they've lost the season
because
series.
they've lost the season series to Calgary and to Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
And that
That's
hasn't
why.
been determined yet with Winnipeg.
Well,
That's right.
mathematically, can they even
Yes, they could catch us.
us, but them,
Yeah.
not them?
They can catch Winnipeg.
Yes, they can if
They can catch Winnipeg,
right.
I think I read
Yes.
today.
They have to win out.
Yes,
Winnipeg
they-
has to lose out, and they have to beat
if they
them.
lose all
Yeah,
their
and they have
games,
to-
and
they're right.
the
Yeah.
Lions have to win all their games.
Correct.
Yeah, they would have to get something like 14 points, I think I was
Yeah.
reading. And they
Against
just,
Winnipeg, yeah.
Yeah, and there just isn't that many.
It's
games
So
Unlikely.
unlikely.
improbable, but not impossible.
Yeah.
That's right.
Correct.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, so you went with
Oh God,
Winnipeg.
I'm just I'll just stick with it. I don't know, but I'll just go to Winnipeg.
Sounds good. Super fan?
I am going with the other side of that, and
Yeah.
I'm taking the home team, the Rough Riders. I think Winnipeg's starting to see a lot of things slip. It's kind of the 2017 season all over again. That defense was, especially the secondary, was very strong, but at the second half of that season, they were getting picked apart, and you're starting to see that a bit now.
Yep.
And Strevler is very much a one-trick pony, and if you can really plan against him, and there's a lot of film on him now for this year,
Yep.
you're starting to see the results of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I am going with Winnipeg to lose in this game. So, because I don't want to say the other side.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tree?
I'm also with the Riders at about 23% confidence. Not 100%. 23%.
Wow, that's very precise.
0.5.
But after watching the last game that Winnipeg played, they shut down Harris. They shut down Strevler.
Yep.
That's it. Like,
Their
their
the
defense
formula.
can only
Yep.
do so much.
Yep, absolutely. And that Saskatchewan defense is playing very well. So,
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Cody Fajardo and his Jesus sprinkles.
Oh,
is,
yeah, sure. Great.
is burning it up.
Wonderful. It sucks he's such a nice guy.
I know.
Really makes me frustrated.
I know.
Anyway, good for him. Okay, let's go to the last, almost last game.
Yes.
Toronto versus BC. This one in BC.
Yes.
Superfan, you get to pick first.
Yeah, I think BC has got that soft part of the schedule that we had at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
Where they're playing teams like Toronto, they're playing, teams
Ottawa.
like Ottawa.
Yeah.
And Montreal, and these are the teams that we were beating. And I think that they're starting to believe in themselves. Toronto is a hot mess right now.
They
with
are.
the rotating the quarterbacks game to game. I think they're going to probably put MBT back in the quarterback, perhaps, and that might help a little bit, but it's not going to be near enough.
Yeah. No, I did the same thing. I went with BC this week. I just think they're also starting to believe in themselves.
Right.
I mean, you're right. It's a soft part, but they're rolling wins together, and
Yep.
things are going their way instead of not like it was at the beginning of the season when you look at the drop by Pipkin and all those types of things, right? So,
But when they face us, that's when it all
falls apart because we're going to sack them 100 times. It'll be outstanding. Every
I only
play.
had like 12, but whatever.
Yeah, like hut bang. It's all Mondu at that game. That's what that is. I'm going to never stop with that, just so that you know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. Tree, who do you got in this one?
Well, this is just because they are my second team. I'll pick the Argos.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to go with 0% confidence like I did last week. And I still came out with positive
You still get
points.
positive points? That's right. Yeah, you got the score close. Yeah.
Anything can happen,
Yeah, that's true.
you know.
Don't get me wrong. I'd be very happy because if I'm not mistaken, if BC loses another game or we win another game, then we get locked in,
No.
don't we? Or
Ottawa still can.
Ottawa. Oh, Ottawa
They can
can
file.
still. But BC then can't catch
They have
us,
a bye, don't
Correct.
right? Yes.
BC is eliminated if they have another loss.
If they have another loss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're all going to send our
Positive
Positive
vibes.
vibes.
Positive juju.
to those
Come
Argos.
on, Turtle. Right?
Or
Ish.
Macbeth.
Or whoever.
whatever. Who cares?
Colorado. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Has color
Chapdelaine with the
Oh my God,
with the
vaping Chapdelaine. Yeah.
play calls.
Well, it's legal now, so it's fine. Yeah. Kayla, who do you have in this one?
Yeah, you all have like really good points, and I'm pretty sure that BC is probably going to win. But every time I go out of the box lately, it's worked out in my favor.
Okay.
So I'm going to continue that and also go with the Argos.
Going out of the box.
Out of the box.
Going out of the
fan
box.
support.
And exactly. It's
out of the box and into the boat.
I don't want to see. I mean, they both are kind of struggling right now, but I think Toronto could use a good win. But BC can't lose. So, I mean, but I'll just say Argos.
What she said.
I'll go with what she said. All right, let's find a line for us to bet on for the Eskimos. While we do that, I'll just tell you that in our Pick'em League, Dr. Miller still has the lead, but Derek Mapstone is right behind him.
There you go.
Mike, you're up to 7th.
Yeah, moved up
and
a couple
hey,
spots.
I cracked the top 40. I'm in 38th.
Where's Casey when you need him?
Wow, it's awesome. I love being in the top 40. That's right. All right, have a stat you want us to do a prop bet on?
Yards passing.
Yards passing for
Mr.
Logan Kilgore?
For Logan Kilgore. Let's see if he can get...
Okay, so now, the last couple of games, he slowly went up.
200 and something.
He had just over 200, and then he had 238, I believe, in this last game.
228.
228? Okay. Let's see now. He's going up against a very good Hamilton defense.
Secondary,
yeah. He's had another week of taking first-team reps. All right. Let's go with 234 and 1/2 yard.
So 235 and up or 234 and less?
That's right. Exactly.
Okay.
So, Tree, I set the line. You get to pick... Would you say over or under on that?
Well, since I have to be critical, so he'll play well, I'm going to go under.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
It's excellent. You're not superstitious, just a little stitious. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. With the Grey Cup
the crown.
Queen crown is.
Prove me
I'm going to
wrong.
be fitting it this week.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Prove me wrong.
You titled the episode.
Prove me wrong?
No, I'm going to be fitting it this week.
It's not bad either. Not bad. Not as good as the first one, but that was pretty good. Yeah. Kayla?
Oh, man. I mean, I'd love to be the optimist. So I will. I'll go over.
Nice.
I mean, it's only been 2 games, but he has improved in each one, so I'm hoping that it keeps progressing little by little. And like we said, it was 228 this game, and I'm hoping that those few extra yards will come up somehow. Ellingson catch a ball. That's all
Okay. We can hope for that. Super fan?
I think we're going to get a lot more opportunities on offense. I think our defense is going to come in strong and turn that ball back over to them. I think we're going to see a lot more of the shorter to medium passes, and maybe if our receivers can break one.
Yeah.
Even though it's a 5-yard pass, if they get 35 yards,
right.
it still counts. So I'm going to go over.
All right, then. And I am going to try to be ever the optimist. I'm hoping that he hits 250 this game, so I am going to say over as
475.
Well. Yeah, under. Yeah. Is that my right answer? Yeah, okay. I'd love it. Don't get me wrong. But
wouldn't it be amazing if he beat Dunnigan's record?
Oh, yeah.
730
yards? Sure.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if it's really set up for that, but it would be cool. Let me tell you.
Anything is possible.
I don't know if anyone's going to break that record, but if they do, this
would be a good
game for it to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's talk a little fantasy football. And our
Speaking of fantasy,
oh my God. How did I miss that segue? Oh my God! In our CFPN Fantasy League, I dropped down to 10-6 with yet another loss. That's 5 in a row. And I finished like dead last this week in points.
Did you?
It was pretty bad. Really bad.
It was pretty bad when I have the number 1 points.
Hey, but you're 4-12.
Woo!
That's right. You're getting up there, man.
Don't call it a comeback.
Highest score this week. It's outstanding. This week I get BC Lions Den. You get Sheldon from the Horsemen.
I do.
It's going to be very interesting. Jeez, you're really good at that today.
I'm not used to sitting over here.
I know, it's really throwing you off. Do you have a player that you might look at this week and go, oh, that might be a good fantasy pick?
I would take Powell.
Ooh, okay.
William Powell.
Going up against Winnipeg. Interesting. All right, then. Mike? Because I know if I ask Kayla, she's going to say, I don't play that. Right?
She would take Nate Adjei.
That's right.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go, Robin.
He's cheap, and he's going to do great.
You're really good at making her picks for her
See?
this week. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's awesome.
He's frugal.
He is, actually. Yeah.
Mr. Conservative. Sort of.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I find that picking the team playing Toronto seems to do really well for me. So I think Brian Burnham might be a pretty solid pick.
John White might be another
Really
good pick
good
this
pick.
week. Yeah. They let a few yards up on the run, that team. Yeah, so that might be... So Mike Riley might even be a good deal this week. Yeah. Even at $9,000, he might be
Who
a
is
good
the most
quarterback.
expensive right now? Quarterback.
The most expensive quarterback, I think...
It was Harris.
No,
Yeah. It was Harris.
Well, that was the most expensive player,
Yeah.
but most expensive quarterback?
No, I mean, Trevor Harris for a while was.
Oh, it was for a little bit, yeah. I think last week, wasn't it?
Isn't Brendan Banks the most expensive player?
I think he is
Probably.
now,
But
yes.
for quarterback, it's probably Riley.
Is it Riley? No, it might be. Yeah, it might be.
Another good pick that always does well for me is Eugene Lewis.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Excellent pick, yes.
The most expensive quarterback is Vernon Adams Jr.
Vernon
The
Adams.
Badge.
Really?
Yeah, I knew it,
Wow.
I knew
I
it
guess
wasn't
with
Mike,
everyone
but I
else
couldn't
being
place who
Well, he
it was.
scores high, right?
Oddly enough, number 2, Holy Mazzoli.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He ain't even playing.
Yeah,
Not that
but-
I'm complaining. He ain't even playing.
Cody Fajardo's got to be up there, though, because he runs in his own TDs a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike Riley is like number 6th.
Really? See, like I
His
said,
stats
That's changed from a year.
he's playing Toronto.
Just took him.
Might be. Well done. Well done. All right. Well, thank you again, Tree, for coming in.
Thanks
This
for
was
having
a
me.
blast. We love having you down here for some laughs.
Not in a creepy corner.
Exactly. Now, in an actual room. Yeah.
Crazy.
Can tell everybody where they can find you on Twitter and all those things so that they can follow along.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram,
Okay.
the Esky Chick.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It suits you very well.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
I do my best. I can.
That's perfect.
But yeah, I'm always happy to meet fans from across the league. So
She'll
that's
come down to a creepy basement.
yeah,
for God's sake.
yeah. When some guy at a training camp says, "Hey, I'm recording a podcast. Do you want to come be on it?" Sure.
Sure. Yeah, don't worry. It's just at my house. Don't worry.
Just like all I can see is like Andrew in a corner with like a light under his chin. It's like, welcome.
Welcome to the Eskimo Empire. Yeah. It could have been very. I appreciate the fact that I wasn't as creepy as it sounds. Kayla, where does everybody find you?
My main Twitter is at Duchess Lombardi, and my photography one is Esk Empire Photo.
Beautiful. Superfan?
You can find me at 56 Parkies.
Lovely. And you can find me at Freepalicious and, of course, the show at Esk Empire Pod. Make sure you are following Pay It Forward with Football on Facebook and get all those nominations in. They are making their Grey Cup announcement right away, as recall. It should be right away.
Yep.
Make sure you check out all the great shows on the Alberta Podcast Network at albertapodcastnetwork.com. And make sure, of course, you find all of our social channels, and you can find all of the links on eskempire.ca as well as our old shows. We will be back next week, and we're working on a special guest. So the question is it time to find a big win and punch a playoff ticket?
Absolutely.
For Tree, Commissioner Kayla, and Superfan Mike, I'm Andrew. Remember, you can't catch footballs with your face, and we will absolutely talk to you next week.
Eskimos, we don't never fold. Eskimos.